Hi guys, in this video I want to talk with you about a subject that's difficult for a lot of people. It's certainly difficult for me. You know, our pets, they become such an intricate part of our lives. You know, they're friends, they're companions. For a lot of us, they're considered members of the family. And, you know, for some people, it's the only family that they have. And, you know, we take care of them, we feed them, we love them. We take care of their health needs, and in return we get this unconditional love and incredible loyalty. Unfortunately, sometimes our pets become seriously ill, and when that happens, tough decisions have to be made. And one of those decisions is whether or not to euthanize a pet. Now, your veterinarian is the best judge of your pet's health state, their physical health. However, you are the best judge of their quality of life. Now, for a lot of pet owners whose pets have been diagnosed with a serious illness, like cancer, for example, if the pet is still enthusiastic about eating, if they're still responsive to attention, if they seek you out to throw the ball, if they get excited about going for their walks, and so on and so forth, most pet owners will put the euthanization off because this pet still is experiencing a quality of life. However, if the pet is not responsive to attention, if they don't seem interested in eating, if they're showing obvious signs of pain, if they're suffering through treatments that don't seem to be helping, then a caring pet owner may want to consider ending their pet's life. Now, when the decision has been made to euthanize, it's important that you have an honest and unselfish discussion with your vet about your pet's health and about their quality of life. Nothing is going to make this decision easier. Absolutely nothing is going to make this decision easier. But to put this decision off in order to avoid your own grief and your own pain is only prolonging your pet's suffering, and it's not helping you, and it's certainly not helping your pet. It's important to understand that this is a decision made out of love. This is of the utmost importance that you understand that this is a decision made out of love. Now, once a decision has been made, you have to make the choice of whether you want to be present during the procedure or not. And you need to discuss this with your vet in advance. Now, most veterinarians will allow you to be present during the procedure. However, some will not. If your veterinarian is one of those that will not allow you to be present during the procedure, then ask for a referral to one that does if you wish to be present. Now, for a lot of pet owners, being present during the procedure is the ultimate act of love. You know, they're there. They're calming, you know, it has a calming effect for the pet, and for these pet owners it also helps during the grief process. It helps them when they see that their pet passed peacefully and without pain. It also helps them when they see the body, and it helps them to grasp the idea that their pet is gone, and this helps in the grief process. However, if you do not feel that you can be present during this procedure without a bunch of emotional upheaval and this uncontrollable crying. Now, there's nothing wrong with tears, but I'm talking about uncontrollable wailing and sobbing and this emotional upheaval. It's probably not a good idea to be present during the procedure because it's just going to upset your pet. Okay? Once the pet has been euthanized, your tough choices aren't over. Now you have to decide what to do with the remains. Now, in the emotion of the moment, it may seem best just to leave the pet with the veterinarian. And you certainly have that option, and the vets can deal with those remains. There may be a charge for that. But a lot of pet owners opt for something a little more formal and dignified. So they'll take their pet home and bury them in their yard. I have 4 dogs in my front yard. This is not an option if you're renting, okay? And If you decide to do this, you need to check in advance with the city. Some cities have ordinances against pet burials in the yard. Another option, if you want to bury your pet, is pet cemeteries, and a lot of pet owners find this very comforting because there's a certain dignity. You have peaceful, pleasant surroundings. You have a plot of ground where your pet is buried with a headstone. The plot is cared for by the cemetery. It's not any different than a human cemetery. This can be a little expensive, but you know, if it's something that you would be comfortable with, then it's something to look at. Something that's becoming a more common choice for pet owners is cremation. And most of the places that do the cremation have several different options. Our last two pets that we lost, our last two dogs, we opted for the cremation. And the place that did ours is fairly close. It's just up the road about an hour. And they offered you two options. You could have what they called a communal cremation, where they cremated several pets together, or you could have an individual cremation. With the communal cremation, you did get ashes back, but you couldn't, you know, they weren't necessarily your pet's ashes. With the individual cremation, you were guaranteed that the ashes were those of your pet. And like I say, we opted for the individual, and what we got for the price, which was very, very reasonable, was this cedar urn. This is Chauncey. He was our Rhodesian Ridgeback. He died from cancer, so we got his ashes back in this very nice cedar urn. His name in a brass plaque on the front. Another thing that they gave us was this paw print, his front right paw. They took an imprint of his paw before the cremation, and that came with us. And then they gave us a framed copy of the Rainbow Bridge. If you're not familiar with this poem, just Google it. It's very nice. We also have his collar, and what I've done is Chauncey and Belle, the last two that we lost, I have a place on my bookshelf where their urn set with their paw print and their collars. You know, the loss of a pet is heartrending. It really is. It's just, it's incredibly painful. And, you know, a lot of people struggle with it. They feel guilty over it. You know, but the thing that you have to remember is that when the decision to euthanize your pet is an absolute decision of love. It's not a callous, I don't care anymore. It's not you being a bad person. It's you being a responsible, loving pet parent. And ultimately, that decision is going to make it better for both you and your pet. Now, in the next video, I'm going to talk a little more about dealing with the loss of the pet, what you're going to experience once your pet is gone. So I hope you guys have found this helpful, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.